Good morning. Today's lesson is lesson 1.4, greatest common factor. So we've talked about prime factors, but now what we're going to do is find factors that are in common with the numbers that we are given. So if we were looking for numbers 16 and 14, what numbers go into 16? So there's 1 and 16, 2 and 8, and then 4 times 4. What numbers go into 20? 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 times 5. These are all the factors that go in here and all the factors here. We're looking for the greatest number. So the reason why we would want to find the greatest number is, let's say that we had 16 20ths and we wanted to simplify this as a fraction. We're trying to find a big factor that goes into both of those. Well, we could divide by 1, but that's not going to simplify our fraction. We could divide by 2. That would simplify it a little bit, but when we divide by 4, that would give it to us in simplest forms. So 16 divided by 4 is 4. 20 divided by 4 is 5. So 4/5 is the simplest. And that's why we want to know how to find the greatest common factor. So if we had a 12-inch piece of wood and an 18-inch piece of wood, sorry, my dogs are a little out of control right now, and we wanted to find the greatest factor so that we could cut them and make them all equal sizes, we would have, they're going outside, so hopefully it'll be quiet in a minute. We have 12 inches and 18 inches, and the factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. The factors of 18 are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. And I kind of use the factor rainbow method where 1 and 12 times together, 2 and 6, 3 and 4, and then there's no numbers between 3 and 4. The numbers between 1 and 18, 2 and 9, and then 3 times 6. So we could cut them into 3-inch pieces, but they want the greatest, the biggest size. So if we cut them into 6 inches, that's the biggest factor of 12 and 18. And we could cut the pieces of wood in 6 inches, and they would all be the same. Another way to find the GCF, or the greatest common factor, is to say, what are the factors of 12 and 18? Well, the prime factors of 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. The prime factors of 18 is 2 times 3 times 3. So they each have a 2 and they each have a 3. Those are the same. And then this one has an extra 2, this one has an extra 3. And so to find the GCF, you look at the numbers that are the same. What are the common factors? A 2 and a 3. 2 times 3 is 6. This is my favorite way to find the GCF. So if we're looking for, here we've got, oh, sorry, I'm not on. Okay, so here we've got 36 and 27, and we're trying to find a factor that we can factor out of each of those numbers. So we have 27 and 36, and here it's kind of the factor rainbow idea. We have 1 and 27, 3 and 9, and there's no other factors that go into 27. Here on 36, we have a bunch of factors. And 3 is a factor of both, and 9 is. So our greatest common factor, our GCF, is 9. So if we factor out a 9 out of these numbers, when we factor out a 9, so I'm going to just put 9 here. 9 times what is 36? 4. And then 9 times what is 27? 3. So we could take 36 plus 27, and that is equal to 9 times 4 plus 3. To get it back to looking like the original, we just go 9 times 4 is 36 plus 9 times 3 is 27. Let's move over to page 25. So we have factors of 12 and 20. And so here's all my factors of 12. Here's all my factors of 20. Our bonus word is going to be GCF for this video, because that's what we're talking about. As we're looking at all of the factors, the one that is the greatest factor in both is 4. And so out of 12 and 20, the GCF would be 4. Greatest common factor of both of those numbers. Down here, here they want you to use the distributive property. So what's the greatest number you can factor out of 21 and 28? 7. And then what are you left with? Well, 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 4 is 28. And that's how you factor that out. 15 and 27, the greatest factor that you can factor out of 15 and 27 is 3, and that leaves you with 5 plus 9. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 9 is 27. And the greatest number you can factor out of here is a 5. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 3 is 15. Down here, 56 and 64, it's not really, this is where you really need to write out the numbers or use the prime factor thing. So I wrote down all the numbers that go into 56 in order. I wrote down all the numbers that go into 64 in order, and then 8 is the greatest number. All right, that is lesson 1.4. Have a great time doing math today.